Happy Thursday, everyone.
Young blood made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before a second, I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before a second, I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
I love you too, Drew. Thank you so much, my dear. Please hit that thumbs up, y'all.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you play me just like a flute. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. 'Cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I know I'm not easy, I drag you out your mind. And there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is September 26th, 2024. It is 6:30 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, my pearls. How is everyone doing? I hope you are well wherever you are. I hope you are out of the hurricane's path. And if you are in the hurricane's path, I hope that you are safe and sound. We have a lot to talk about today. Thank you so much, Drew, in the opening there. Really do appreciate you, my dear. You're always very sweet to me. So thank you so much. Gypsy, I will make sure I will sing to you at the very end of this. Make sure people tell me. Make sure. Wendy, praying for your son, praying for your son. Um, so I know that there's a lot of nonsense and drama going on in the Sebastian Rogers case, but we are here for the case, and that is what we are going to speak about today. None of the stuff that really doesn't matter. What matters is what happened on February 25th 5th and February 26th, 2024. So, but first, there is some new stuff out here, and we're going to get to that. This was just dropped from WKRN. So, without further ado, let's get started. WKRN. Sebastian Rogers, Thursday, will make 7 months. Can you touch on the pond? We're going to get into it. We're going to get into a bunch of that. So don't you worry. We got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Thursday marks 7 months since Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. I want to give credit to WKRN.com. You can also find it there. I will make sure I drop that in the description there as well. Oops, where we are. Here we go.
Searched and
positive outcome from this.
Since February, Seth Rogers has actively searched and advocated for his missing 15-year-old son, Sebastian Rogers.
Who did they say? I just want to make clear. Seth has actively advocated and searched for his son.
Sebastian went missing from his home in Hendersonville in February and has not been seen since. Earlier this month, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, and his team joined in on the search for Sebastian.
They bring an investigative team and they bring a legal team. And all of those things are things that were desperately needed.
Dog is also offering a $100,000 reward to anyone with information.
This is not the first rodeo for me finding him.
Okay. I don't know. We'll start over. Bear with me. It said, I don't know why it did that, but it did it. So we'll start over. 1 second, please. We're going to have to get through this advertisement. Here we go again.
Since February, Seth Rogers has actively searched and advocated for his missing 15-year-old son, Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing from his home in Hendersonville in February and has not been seen since. Earlier this month, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, and his team joined in on the search for Sebastian.
They bring an investigative team and they bring a legal team. And all of those things are things that were desperately needed.
Dog is also offering a $100,000 reward to anyone with information.
This is not the first rodeo for me finding a missing child.
But Dog and Seth say they have faced online threats that go beyond opinions.
It's really bad. I mean, they have threatened, Seth's family.
What Lesniak is doing is he is issuing cease and desists with a copy of the federal injunctions attached as a warning shot.
The law offices of Joseph Lesniak, representing Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, and Dog the Bounty Hunter, as well as several other individuals, cites 11 reasons for the cease and desist letter. Some of the examples include the encouragement of false allegations, flooding of false leads, undermining reward credibility, and interference with the search operation. Lesniak says going forward, he recommends social media users explicitly state that they are sharing their opinion, not fact.
We believe that this happened. My opinion is I allegedly, this is what I've heard. Those types of words then clue listeners into, okay, this is not fact, this is somebody's opinions.
Lesniak tells me continued legal action will be dependent on the response of the recipients and what his clients ultimately decide.
We are going to take every single one of these online troublemakers, bullies, or whatever that is, all the way to the woodshed legally.
If you have any information, you're asked to call Dogs Tip Line, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, or your local FBI office. Those numbers are on our website at WKRN.com.
Life isn't a
All
spectator
right,
sport.
so
It's the sport of life. Play it your way.
there we go. There we go. The dog said all the way to the woodshed. He wasn't mincing words, was he? He was not mincing words, that's for sure. Very good, very good. Tracy, thank you so very much, my friend, for becoming a pearl. Pearls look amazing on you, darling. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. So, is everything okay? Yeah, Seth he's looking good. He looks good, doesn't he? It's crazy. This is crazy, to be honest with you. Has a new video out today. Yes, that's what we was just playing. That's what we was just playing, Debbie. Right there. ABC2. Are you having storms really bad? Okay, so what we're going to get into today is a few different things. Now, there has been a revamp, if you will, in a specific video. I believe I was probably the first creator to show this on YouTube, and people sent it to me like a lot, and I'm like, "Oh, I already showed it. I showed it months ago." But this is the news chopper for the day after Sebastian went missing. And this is where I got a lot of my aerial footage from. Thank you, Leslie. Oh, ABC2. Hold on. Maybe that was ABC2 Nashville. Yeah, ABC2 Nashville's WKRN. It's the same thing. Yeah. WKRN ABC News 2. Yes, it's the same thing. Yeah, that's what it is. Sup, Jenna? Thank you, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family. Thank you. Pearls look amazing on you, darling. Thank you so much. Y'all, please welcome Sup, Gemma, and make sure you welcome Tracy Ann as well to our new family here. Really do appreciate your support. So there is footage in here, and what we're going to be speaking about today is the victimology of Sebastian, and his parents have went over this many times. What his likes and his dislikes is, but we are going to pair that with some interesting things. So hang tight. I'm going to play just a little bit of this video, and we're going to discuss some very interesting things. So just hang tight. Let's play this. As you can see here, this right here, this is the neighborhood. This is the neighborhood of where the PFs live. Maybe I should mute that. I'll just go ahead and mute that so it doesn't like drill your ears out. And if you look very closely, you can see down through these woods very, very well. Very well. You could see just about anything through those woods. You can also zoom in with your if you're on your phone on YouTube as well. So what this is, like the building area where they're building new homes. And this is what we're going to discuss. Um, remember, this is the PF's uh, uh, home right here. And we're going to discuss about this trail that people still speak about, even though law enforcement has said that there has been no scent of Sebastian. Right? That there has been no scent, no trace, nothing, unfortunately, of Sebastian. Now, uh, right here's the PF's home. Right here. Oops. Whoops. Okay. And they're going to zoom in just 1 second. I'm going to make myself smaller so you guys can see this just for a moment. And as you can see here, there is a maybe the Bow Wow's vehicle. I don't know whose vehicle this is. We obviously know whose vehicle this is, and this is. And there's also a trailer here. So this is what it was pretty much looked like. This is the day after Sebastian went missing. And so it's going to come down here, and then it's going to. And just about, 24 hours or so, there was a vehicle that came in this neighborhood, drove up all the way up toward the end of the road, turned around and got out, and then drove, or one, maybe two people walked. I mean, I think it was one personally, but one or two people went up here, and then they came back about 3 to 4 minutes later. The vehicle was sitting somewhere in this area right here where my cursor is. They did something around that vehicle, and then one person runs, runs, runs back toward the direction of this home. They are not seen coming out at all. Also, the vehicle left whenever that person was running back toward the home. Okay? So that's important. That's important. If nobody ran back toward that home, I would be like, "Oh, that's it. That's interesting." But it's still very interesting, right? That someone went back toward that home. Okay, here I can look. Let me see here. If someone wants to text me if there's another video there, I can on that news station. Okay. Can someone text me that video? Um I looked at the one on Facebook. Let me try this right here. 1 second. Let's see here. Oh, here you go. I've got it. I found it. I think I found it. All right. So we'll get back to this. We'll play this real quick.
Teenager out of Sumner County still missing now 7 months later. And several agencies and groups have searched for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, but there's been no new information from law enforcement. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry spoke with Sebastian's biological father about the search timeline and its progress.
7 months have come and gone.
The search for missing Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers.
15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. He believes Sebastian is still alive.
With no sight of missing Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers.
Is it 7 months? It's almost been, after 6 months. I mean, it's just like I thought we would have found him by now. Month 1 was intense for the first half of it. It seemed like there was a lot of people that were on board trying to find Sebastian. And then after that, it became a circus.
15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his home in Hendersonville on February 26th. Several agencies spent more than a week searching the area around his home, including a landfill in Kentucky, before scaling the search back to an investigative format.
We are still committed to finding Sebastian and bringing him home safe. We have no leads, no details to indicate that Sebastian is not alive.
But community members continued bringing awareness by handing out flyers and posters. Following the search for Riley Strain, the United Cajun Navy came in to help, but in less than a week, pulled back their search efforts after several threats.
Just because you pick up a phone and start recording, you can either help with that or you can hinder.
Since they scaled back the search, Sumner County law enforcement have not reported any new information.
We get tips and stuff that were coming in. We didn't know if law enforcement was following up on them or not. And now that we have Dog's team,
The last time that they said anything, what was it? March, April? It's been a minute.
As a whole team of attorneys, lawyers, private investigators.
The FBI recently announced a $50,000 reward for information following that announcement. Dog the Bounty Hunter joined in on the search, raising that reward to $100,000. But for now, Seth Rogers holds on to the hope that his son is still alive.
And every day I wake up hoping that I get the phone call today that, hey, we found Sebastian.
And clings to the 15 years of memories he shared with Sebastian.
I remember changing diapers. I remember making him bottles. I remember taking him swimming. I remember taking him fishing.
In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos.
That breaks my heart. Seth wants his son back so bad. And he has done everything that he knows within his power to do. And he's not going to stop anytime soon. Yes, Holly, you would think that the PFs would be proactive, right? Be proactive. But, it is what it is. So what I want to do is I want to speak about some victimology on Sebastian, because who Sebastian is, who we are as a person, our likes, our dislikes, really, kind of chooses the decisions, that we're going to make, right? I need to find this. And I want to look at some stuff because we're going to get into some stuff here. Okay. Coming from all sides, one thing that the parents and the step parents unanimously agree on is that Sebastian he has his, his likes and his dislikes, right? They all agree that he hates getting dirty. All of them. In fact, Mom, the mother, said it on her very first news interview. Hates getting dirty. Doesn't like bugs, right? Doesn't like insects. Doesn't like the dark. But also, we need to know what he does like. He likes gaming, Minecraft, Nintendo, right? He loves animals, likes playing chess. Favorite color is green. Um, Likes to laugh and joke around. Likes playing with his flashlights at both parents' homes, right? Enjoys fishing with his dad, Seth, right? Those are all very important things. Yeah, Mags, we're going to talk about it. Those are all very important things when it comes to what Sebastian's likes and his dislikes, right? He doesn't like certain sounds, right? He doesn't like the sound on the the back door, right? So the likes and the dislikes. Thank you, Ginger Gal. Thank you. There's another video on YouTube. I think, is that the one I just played? Sorry, I missed it earlier. I apologize. Holly, thank you, my love, for gifting the pearl necklace. Thank you, sweet peas. If you received that pearl necklace, give our precious Holly a big, big thank you. Thank you so much. Right. And you're an introvert, right? There's introvert extroverts, right? Yes, people with autism are very sensitive to loud sounds and certain well, it's not even just loud sounds. It's just the stimulation of different things, right? They get overwhelmed. So we're going to talk about Sebastian, right? And I was going to name this Nobody Goes Toward the Darkness, but I didn't. But Sebastian, we know, didn't like the dark. If he didn't like the dark, what would make him leave the home? What would make him leave the home? And especially if he was having a good day. He's 15 years old. He doesn't like the dark. Whenever children get, run away or get lost on their own, they're always going to take the path of least resistance. Always, right? Now, there's people, different creators who search around the area, and they show that it's hard for them to even get in some areas. And so if it's hard for them to get in different areas, uh then in my opinion, Sebastian would not have walked in those areas. Remember, the path of least resistance. It is dark. It is cold or cool. You have no shoes on, right? And the question is, how far is he going to get in the dark? How far would he get in the dark? He is barefooted. He is barefooted. He may have socks on, regardless. Your socks are going to either wear through real quick or they're going to come off real quick. And he's not going to get very far, in my opinion. Right? Because it's nothing that he has ever had a motive to do, and it's nothing that he likes to do. Now, the big thing is, how far is he going to get before he gets emotionally stimulated and screams? How far is he going to get before he just can't take it anymore? He has autism, right? He's a kid. He doesn't have a jacket, right? He has no food, no snacks, nothing. Let's think about this for a moment. Not far. Justin, in my opinion, if Sebastian had any thoughts or ideas of leaving, he had all day to find a safe place to go to, not in the dark, especially in his condition. Very well stated. Yes. Also, if he, in my opinion, if he wanted to leave at any time, he had time to do it before Katie got home when Sebastian would come home alone, and KK would come a couple hours later. Seth worked the night shift, right? He had any time to do it. Any time to do it. Justin, bottom line is there is no scent of Sebastian leaving the house, which means he was carried out by someone they know, because nothing was disturbed in or around the house and no barking, in my opinion. I agree. I agree. But we're doing this so people think, right? I have an autistic grandson. They all go inward. I have 3 autistic grandsons. They all go inward when they are in a panic. Yes. Yes. So, there would be no scream. Why do you say that, Scarlett? I mean, that's not what Mr. Foot said. We'll get to that though. So, you don't go toward the darkness, right? Nobody goes toward the darkness unless we are trying to hide, which the all the parents say that they don't believe he had any reason to hide. He was fine. He's never done it before, and he is especially not going to do it without shoes, a jacket, or anything else in that area. Right? So, after being cold, after walking barefooted, remember, he's not the type of child that's going to enjoy this at all. at all. And he's just going to eventually, probably sooner rather than later, generally no more than 2 miles, are they usually get tired and they stop and they just stop, or they rest or whatever. So it's highly unlikely, in my opinion. Remember, this is a 15-year-old that likes video games. The neighbors either never seen him or rarely seen him outside. This is part of his victimology, right? He likes his creature comforts, as I say, his video games. He likes his snacks. He left his telephone. We're going to get to that in just a minute, Find Summer's Truth. Right? So, just leaving all of that. Now, remember, in people with autism, generally take their things that make them feel more comfortable, right? Whether it's a stuffed animal, if it's a video game, if it's a book, different things. But him running out of without anything, not even his shoes, not a coat, and nothing that would make him feel comfortable is improbable, in my opinion. So we move on. So this 15-year-old that likes video games, never seen in the neighborhood or rarely seen by the neighbors, rather, just decided to take a tour that night. He just decided to take a tour. Why would he take a tour? For what? Thank you, Veda. Thank you for always being a voice of reason in this case. Thank you. Well, it's just time to get back to Sebastian and not just the continual, craziness. It's just crazy. So, I mean, what? He's just going to take a night tour into um a place that he's not comfortable with? That not only is he not comfortable with, he's going to make himself more uncomfortable by not taking those items with him, not taking his snacks with him, his phone, his Nintendos, and especially no shoes or coat. So he already doesn't like the dark and he doesn't like the outdoors, but he's just going to make it a little more uncomfortable on himself and not take anything. No shoes, no nothing. Nothing. Does that sound right to you? Does that sound right to you? And I forgot to mention, and this is very important, whether we realize it or not. People look at this neighborhood and then look at this, their building over here. People who have autism, right? and just children in general, but there is obstacles. There are obstacles, right? And when there are obstacles, everything is more difficult, right? Um, these obstacles are, uh, for instance, ditches, right? Uh, different obstacles. 1 second. So, okay, we'll get to the obstacles in just a second. So if you know, Sebastian supposedly went to bed at 9 p.m., right? 9 p.m. He came out, according to in one of the stories, he came out and he said, "Good night, mom. Good night, puppies. Love you." Okay. Now, there was a specific time in which Sebastian took his medicine allegedly every day. Okay. And that time was allegedly around 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Remember, he has to be up early in the morning, right? Has to be up early. And so he's got to take it so he won't be groggy the next day, that he'll want to get up, and that he gets enough rest. Right? Oh, thank you, True Sleuth. Very, very generous, my friend. Did you get my messages earlier? I wasn't sure. My phone's wackadoodle right now. In my opinion, the only way Sebastian could have left the house undetected was either carried out in something. He was put into KP's car or someone else's that was in the garage, or he was put in the garbage can and rolled somewhere. Have the garbage cans been accounted for? Um, I you got it. Okay. That's I mean, so regardless, right? Regardless, if Sebastian did not walk out of that home, right? Then that means someone had to take him out. If Sebastian is not in that area, right? That neighborhood, then that means he had to have been taken out in a vehicle. That's it. If you don't walk, or you don't bike, or you don't wheel yourself out somehow, then you are taken out in a vehicle. It's that simple. Now, who, that's another story. But if you were not there, supposedly, and it was, I don't know why you walked out that door. Okay, thank you, just Samantha. Thank you so much. It's so good for you to be here to cuss, and carry on like a ignorant person who can't get your feelings out. without acting like a moron. You're welcome to join us in constructive conversation, but nobody said that about anything like that. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, use your big words. Exactly. Well, the interesting thing is once you start making sense, it goes against their feelings, right? It goes against their feelings. And that makes them, and they can't, debate you. They would rather just, call you names. So anyway, moving along. Where was I? So, what do you do at night when you have glasses? What do you do before you go to bed? He takes his medicine around 7 p.m. Now, if you remember, hey, Betty, if you remember, Mr. Foote said that Sebastian normally goes to bed about 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's really early, in my opinion. I thought 9 o'clock was early for a 15-year-old, but I digress, right? 7:30, 8 o'clock. And Sebastian even had a watch to where there was an alarm where he supposedly took his medicine every day. So you go to bed, right? And you take your glasses off. What you do, you take your glasses off. And then I guess in this theory, he's going to get up sometimes in the night and put his glasses back on before he leaves. Right? Because he's laying in bed at some point. Put your glasses back on. And then he leaves. If you're going to put your glasses back on, if you're going to go get up, take your glasses off, get back up when you're getting ready to allegedly walk out the door, well, then you're going to do the same with your shoes. If you're going to put your glasses on, you're going to put your shoes on. It's that simple. If you're going to put your glasses on, you're going to put your shoes on, especially if you're walking right past them. Especially when you step outside and you feel the cold or the cool. Hey, Ash Cash. You certainly are. Nobody just disappears. Let me look at my notes here. If he takes medication at 7:30, is he going to be awake at midnight? Is he going to be awake at midnight if he takes this medicine? I don't think so. From what I understand, he did make it home. I believe he absolutely made it home. Yeah. I do. I absolutely, in my opinion, believe he absolutely made it home. He could have been woken by something. Sure. He could have been woken up by something. What? It's not to suggest that anyone else heard anything. And there is certainly no one else around that house. Right? No one. There's nothing, because even Mr. Foote said the front door, it would have been seen on camera. Well, if he would have walked out the front door, he would have been seen on camera. These are his words. These are his words. One thing that stuck out to me in this is Mr. Foote says they ask about the keys in his home and the doors. And he says, that's part of the investigation. One second. What was the last thing I was talking about? Okay. Mr. Foote says, what we asked, someone asked, was there any keys missing? Was there any keys missing? And he says, that's something part of the investigation. I don't understand that. Because you guys stated that he went out, or most likely, and that's the one he always goes out of. You also say that if someone would have walked up to the front door to lure him, that it would have been seen on camera. And so I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not interested in the front door at all, really. I'm interested in that back door. No, there was no one that came and got him that night. There's just nobody that lured him away, in my opinion. So he says, I wish I had that clip. If I had more time, I would have pulled it. But that's part of the investigation, right? So let's say Sebastian went out the back door. Yes, Canadian. Yes. That's part of the investigation, he said, with those keys. But nothing was taken. That's their words. Nothing was taken. Nothing was missing. Their words. Right. Right. So let's say he went out the back door. He's going to go out the back door. What? Jump a fence. Go over a fence. Go out of a fence. Go over a ditch. Right? Go up the road with no cameras at all seeing him. Go to a pond. Go to a pond and pretty much disappear into what? The woods, where there's, a lot of hurdles in the woods with no shoes. Also didn't leave any shoe prints, any footprints, any articles of clothing. Nothing. Nothing. I don't believe the front door was used. I'll just tell you that. I do not believe that front door was used. Exactly. If the noise of the door creaking scared him, imagine the noise coming from the woods. And how that is going to overwhelm the senses. All the sounds and the feelings and the unknown of not knowing what's in the dark. The animals, right? The bugs, the mud, all of that. So let me pull this up. Bear with me, y'all. Ooh, I hear the rain coming down now. It's craziness. It's like raining everywhere, it feels like, doesn't it? My Duke Star, thank you, my dear. Thank you so very much. Really do appreciate you, love. Welcome to the family. Pearls look amazing on you, Duke Star. Y'all, please welcome our new family member, Duke Star. Really do appreciate you, my friend. All right, 214. I just want people to think, right? This is the areas that they looked in. Right? This is the areas that they looked in. 5-mile radius, 12,000 miles in foot walking on foot 12,000 miles. That's enough to go from DC to California, from California to DC, from DC to California, from California to DC, from DC to California, and I think one more, from California to DC. Gemini lady, thank you, love. Thank you so much for gifting a pearl necklace. Thank you, my darling. If you received that, make sure you give our Gemini lady a big thank you. Come on now. Thank you, Gemini lady. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Very sweet of you. And Debbie Dunn, I love your name. Thank you for 5 continuous months. I love you too, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Very, very sweet. Thank you for your continued support. And mom first, always. Beep, beep, mother chickens. She just gifted 5 pearl necklaces. If you received one of those, please give our sweet mom first, always a big thank you. But first, we got to get on down the train.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Whoops, let me fix this here. There we go. Thank you so much, Mom, first always, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces, my darling. If you received one of those, please, again, thank our mom first always, because your application has been approved. Congratulations, my dears. Really do appreciate you. Very, very sweet. Yeah. Where the retention one lets out, he could have ran for his life and hid in the drainage area and got stuck. Do they do a thorough check inside the pipes? They did check the sewage. They did a piece on that. They did speak about that as well. Yes, Debbie Martin, I sure do. Sure do. Yep. You damn right I do. So, but I don't think he got out. Your first, I mean, okay, let me just show you this. Speaking of that, 250. 1 second. Right. These spots are all the areas that have at least one camera, or door camera. And I don't see how anyway that he could walk straight up toward that path, toward the retention pond, go past all the obstacles that a barefooted person, child, young man would have to go over. Nadia, I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. Hey, Lil Red. Good to see you. I agree, Joy Jones. I agree. So if we look, 251, 225. Hold on, just got a message. 225. Right. And, he doesn't like the mud. First, we haven't even gotten past how there is no scent of Sebastian. I don't know why it's not showing. Sometimes it shows memberships and sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand why. Boo, I don't know. Mods can drop the membership link. And some days it just won't show, like, I guess on yours. It'll show on other people's. We was talking about that in another chat the other night. Do you have an iPhone or Android? There we go. Canadian Cookie dropped it. So now look at this mud. This is the day after Sebastian went missing. Oh, I bet you it would. I bet you it would, Tori. I bet you it would clear it up. The iPhones, I think you have to do it in, is it Chrome? Yeah, copy and paste in a Chrome browser. Yeah. Yeah, because YouTube's owned by Google, right? She can picture a path he took to avoid all cameras. No, be in Florida, I can't. I really can't. I just showed you. This would be the only path that I would think that he could go through and not be seen. And statistically, it's about as close to 0 as you can get of following this exact path. Like, right here. It would have to be, he would have to follow either on the red lines or between the red lines and out. But that's not at all the way the dogs went. The dogs went down through here and then up and around. And I don't know why people are even still arguing it, because it's not Sebastian scent. We know that from authorities, right? Witchy mama, wouldn't something be pulled down in a thick, muddy swamp, quicksand if drained, regarding retention pond? Yeah, he would have a hard time getting out of that. I mean, it's dark, right? It's as dark as it's dark. It's really dark. So yes, it certainly would have a problem getting out of that. Thank you, my dear, for 2 continuous months. Really appreciate you. Where are we at? Casey Chiefs for life. Kansas City Chiefs. There we go. I like that. Thank you so much, my friend, for becoming a member. Really do appreciate you. Pearls look amazing on you, darling. right? Yeah, the pond has been filled and leveled out now. Yes. Retention pond is gone now, for sure. Yes. But let's go to, I believe it's 240, 214, maybe. Bear with me. I've got a lot of files here. No, not 214, 225. Okay. 224, 225. What was 214? Okay. 16, 17. Sorry, guys. All right. I need to go way down here. All right. So let's look at this. This is the way that. Now, I want you to think of this. I want you to think of this. There is a cluster of cameras all through here. Lots of different cameras. Lots of different cameras. This house have cameras. This house has cameras. This house has cameras. This house has cameras. This house has cameras. One of these two houses have cameras as well. And I'm pretty sure this one does as well. He wasn't seen on any of those, right? Wasn't seen on any of those. And those houses have more than one camera also. 1 second, y'all. Having a little bit of technical trouble here. Damn it. Where did it go? I need to just check something. Okay. All right, I got it. Okay. Even up by the manholes on the lawn on Kellen are there cameras. Well, there's cameras. There's cameras all through here, right? And all the way up through Kellen, there are cameras at different locations. But first, there, I mean, does people actually think that not, and listen, it doesn't matter if it's dark. It can be the darkest of dark nights. And these cameras have night vision. We went over the night vision cameras before as well. Whenever these cameras have the night vision, it looks like daylight outside, even in the darkest of nights. There's nothing to suggest that he walked this way. However, I do think this trail is interesting. This path is very interesting because what we do know is that this vehicle went all the way up, right? Came back down, right? And then may have stopped here, may have just went straight here, but we'll just say stopped here. And then they came down here and parked. And then one person goes running back. Well, it's interesting that it goes all the way up and over and back to the house. I don't believe that was Sebastian walking that, because law enforcement says there is no scent of him. But it was parked on Kellen Lane for a bit and then went to the beginning of Stafford Court, then parked. Yes. Did it. Right. So, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting some messages here. So, sometimes I'm amazed that Katie didn't make up Gerardo like Letitia did when she. Yeah, that was terrible. Letitia was a mind. No scent that led to. Yeah, there's nothing at all. Zero, zilch, nada. So, if someone believes all of these things, it's something whenever one or two things might not really fit right, but there is too much here that just tells you there's nothing. And that is when law enforcement says they have nothing that Sebastian sent led to anywhere, because nothing adds up at all. Now, if something doesn't add up, either that's not what happened to Sebastian, or someone is not telling the truth. A lot of searching was early on, and they thought he was a runaway. I think it all needs research looking for a body or other clues. I think that I don't think he's in this area. I really don't. I don't think he's in the area. That's exactly what I said, Vet Girl. This place sounds like the Warrior Dash. Ditches, drains, fences, creeks, hills, mud. Sebastian doesn't sound like that kind of person. No, he was the kind of kid that was liked his snacks, his Nintendo, his puppies, his family, his dad, and I'm sure his mom. But something went really wrong, in my opinion. And I think the thing that went wrong was a marriage, in my opinion. So I'm not buying what they're selling. I'll just tell you that. I'm not buying what they're selling at all. Front door camera, he'd have been seen on camera. Garage, she said she would have heard him, and he would have had to have a key as well. back door. Had to have a key, didn't like the sound. But that's also part of the investigation, Mr. Foote says. Why can't you talk about that door? Because we always, I'm not going to say we always, scratch that. In my opinion, whenever we ask the Foote about one of those tough questions, he blames it on law enforcement. Law enforcement doesn't speak about the case, and he knows they're not going to come out and say anything, in my opinion. So, we can't talk about that. But they sure were interested in that backyard, weren't they? Sure were interested. Why can't you talk about that door? Obstacles, fence, ditch, drain, gazebos, even walking in the night with nothing, neighbors, dogs, strolling through the neighborhood. Is he strolling through the neighborhood at anywhere from midnight to 6 a.m.? Following, I guess, without shoes, going down on Kellen. No camera saw him, nothing, no mud, no shoes, into the pond. This isn't a warrior obstacle, that's for sure. It's not a warrior obstacle course. Nobody, in my opinion, with logic, would believe that. In my opinion, at least. With a kid who likes his snacks, no water, no food, no video games, crossing ditches, creeks, after he got, let's say he did go into the woods, which I don't know why he would, barefooted, but crossing creeks, ditches, drains, fences, going down a road, no camera catches him, nobody sees him. Mr. Foote says he'll step on mulch and scream. But the rocks and the thistles and everything else, you don't think he would scream for that? What does he do? Just walk in the woods? But remember, he's going to take the path of least resistance if he would have done that. Remember, in the victimology, Sebastian is a talker. He likes to talk. He will tell what's going on. He will tell you what's going on. Right? If he's in trouble, when he felt like he was having a hard time before, what did he do? What did he do? He talked to his teachers. He talked to the kids at school. And he would talk to anyone who listened to him. Right? Moms first always. I missed you all. I was on the other side of the ocean for a month. Glad to see you all. We missed you too, moms first always. Hope you had a good time. Did you have a good time? Sometimes it's just so good to be home, isn't it? Isn't it? Musta got lost. Babies, thank you so much for 2 continuous months as well. Really appreciate you. Mom's first always when I got when I was gone out of the country for a little while before, like, I could not wait to get back to the United States. I was like kissing the ground. I was like, I need a big gulp as soon as possible. I cannot handle these small drinks. Truth salute, darling. Thank you again, honey. You are amazing, my sister. In my opinion, the PFs do not talk about the back door because the back door leads to the backyard fence gate, which leads to the easement where we see the flashlight moving towards Stafford and back toward the PFs. Can I get an amen up in this piece? Can we get an amen? Yes, absolutely. And the church said amen. Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Justin, also, they say we would have heard him if he landed in mulch. Yeah. Plus, we would have heard him. Well, mulch is soft compared to the debris you would step on in the construction site and the woods. I mean, come on, Edgar. I agree. I agree. Yes. Construction, there's all kinds of stuff everywhere, right? SK, good to see you, love. Hashtag Team Sebastian. Hashtag Sebastian Strong. Great work, Justin. Lots of love. Team Nick and Dog. Much love, my friend. Appreciate you. Much love. So, I just don't think he's going to be crossing creeks and ditches and drains and fences and all of that. You'll scream for stepping in mulch, but not rocks and construction stuff. But Sebastian is a talker. That was my point. And a lot of people have wondered, did Sebastian say too much? Or were they afraid? Was someone afraid that Sebastian would talk too much? Rosebud, I can ask. From what I understand, they did check all the manholes and the drains and all that stuff. I think everything should be checked out, but I'll just say again, if it hasn't been checked out, it needs checked out. Everything does. But I will say that I don't know how that would happen, being that there is no scent, him not on camera, no footprints or shoe prints in that mud. I think it is Callie as well, to be honest with you. But again, if it hasn't been checked out, it needs to be checked out. So there's that. Perhaps Lisa. Perhaps. Remember the path of least resistance. If Sebastian got out and if something was bothering him, he spoke to his teachers. he spoke to his friends, if he was out there, in my opinion, you'd have to have a scent or be seen on camera or an eyewitness or an article of clothing or on and on and on. But number one, I believe he would have been found in that 5-mile radius as much as it was searched. And I also want you to think about this. Sebastian wants his video games. He wants his colossal popcorns. He wants his snacks. He wants to be with his mom, his bio dad in his life. He doesn't want to become Daniel Boone. They stopped looking in the woods for a reason. They stopped looking in the woods for a reason, in my opinion. If you go listen to, Chris M., Dr. John Douglas, and take his masterclass, highly recommend it, you will know and take any of their classes, and you will know after you see these examples and just by also common sense in a lot of aspects, something is wrong. Another thing I want to talk about is I have to get back to work. I have to get back to work. Right? The 17 hours. Why did he have to get back to work? Why did he have to get back to the camper so soon? Why are they staying in a camper? I know the excuses, at least in my opinion, the excuses. Because if your kid is missing, I think the last thing you're going to worry about is someone allegedly driving by your home. But why are they staying and running into a camper shortly after a child goes missing? Also, Mrs. Bow Wow Foot, you need to buy me a diamond ring. You need to buy me a diamond ring. That was odd. Sebastian is missing. You're talking about a diamond ring? I don't know if they are now, Heather, or not, but I know they were before. What makes that area comfortable to him? His home, his room, his family, his pets, not the outdoors. Of course. Yes. Yes. Bingo. Yes. Not just one or two red flags. Not just one or two red flags. So many. So many things. You took the words out of my mouth, girlfriend. In my opinion, what did did she felt like she was owed a diamond ring? Hey, Nick, good to see you, buddy. Live at 8:15. Okay, Justin doing a pre-recorded live at 8:15, but redirect. Gotcha. Eastern. We can come over if you need. We can come over at 8:15. I'm live all the time, so. Oh, okay. Got you, Nick. Thank you. Thanks. Cool. I don't know how to redirect it. I've been here 3 years and I don't know how to redirect it. Cool. Thanks, Nick. So going back to that, why was Mrs. Bow Wow Foot? Why was she saying, "You owe me a ring"? That's kind of odd, don't you think? That's pretty odd to be saying that whenever your child, your grandchild, has literally just went missing. When the police dispatch called, they said when he got into trouble, he liked to go back to White House. How did he get there? Yeah, drop Nick's channel. It's not their grandchild. Yeah, let me look at Nick's. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, 8:15. All right, guys. So I'm gonna drop Nick's channel. It starts in 10 minutes. They stuck together. I believe that, Beck. I believe that as well. I really do. Thank you so much, Holly. Sebastian strikes me as intelligent and well-liked at school. I don't buy the description feet are selling. I don't either. And we are on the right side of history. Everything has history. And we're not going to be on the side of damning a father who is innocent, who is trying, who is flawed like every one of us, and we'll take your questions. And Elizabeth, thank you so much, my dear Justin. The work you are doing in this case is exceptional. Thank you. Very sweet. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate you. We are going to talk about this case. And that's just that. Everyone else can talk about what he said, she said, this one did, that one did. Just we're going to talk about Sebastian. That's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about the night of the 25th and the 26th, because that's all that matters. If they're not talking about the 25th and the 26th, it doesn't matter. This channel is about truth and being a voice for the voiceless. I am proud to call myself a Pearl. We are on the right side of history. Yes, we are. That's exactly right, Lola. Thank you for 5 continuous months, my dear. Really do appreciate it. No, and listen. Look at y'all are the exceptionally in my opinion bright people, because you don't get sidetracked by too much of the drama. You don't get sidetracked of what really matters. And you're on the side of what's most important. Right. What I mean, I simply don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, people will say, well, I don't think Seth is guilty. Okay, that's great, because he's not, but I don't think Seth is guilty. Okay. Then why are you giving him so much hell? Why are you giving a father who is innocent and looking for his son, his only son, his only child, that is flawed, just like you and I? I don't think he's guilty. Well, then why the hell are you giving him a hard time, knowing that he didn't do anything? Why aren't you talking about Sebastian then? Why aren't you talking about that? They just pick the randomest thing that does not matter about finding Sebastian. Like, if you're here, Vet Girl, I don't know about that, because this is the thing. People's like, don't pick a side. The thing is if we are talking about that night, this is the way I think, at least. If we are talking about what happened that night, that day, then they're involved. You know what I mean? And when it doesn't make sense, and the things that we know and the things that we've actually seen in their own words, you naturally question that, and you question, well, why aren't you out there trying to That's right, butterflies. We want fact, not fiction, truth and justice. Amen, my friend. Let the events speak for themselves, but agree the drama is not cool. You're absolutely right. But there is excuses, it feels like, for every one of the things. Everything that I just put out there, right? Everything that I just put out there. It's like, well, he might've walked out. An alien might have landed and took my tomatoes out of my garden. Right? There's just no evidence of that at all. Right? Well, Seth might have been gone for 2 or 3 hours. Well, you show him the time card. It's fake. It's like when you show some people proof, then the goalpost moves. Right? But I know on this case that the father is innocent, in my opinion. I just know. I'm just telling you. Why is it considered picking sides when facts and actions reveal certain people look highly suspicious and don't appear? I hear you, Primrose. I hear you. Guys, Nick is getting ready to do a live, or not a live, but a pre-recorded thing. Head over there. I'll come back after that, and I'll be on Hey Sweetie. Okay? While the other is pleading, begging, grieving, searching, asking for help, begging for the FBI involvement. I agree. Thank you again, butterflies. Appreciate you. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you very much, Vet Girl. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Truth Sleuth, everyone, every single one of you, Lolo Butterflies, and Holly SK. Must have got lost. Mom's First Always. KC Chief. Witchy. Mom's First Always. Debbie. Gemini. Duke Star. Truth Sleuth. Veda. Holly. Ginger. Sup Jenna. Tracy. Drew K. Thank you all so very much. I need to sing happy birthday to someone. Is she here? Is the birthday girl still here? Is the birthday girl still here? I think I just dropped the link. Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to get the non-glare glasses so you can see my eyes, not my glare. Do we have a birthday girl here? Gypsy. There she is. All right, we're going to sing Happy Birthday, Mr. President, but to Gypsy. It's her birthday. Of course, Dreamcatcher. This is my rendition. Happy Birthday, Mr. President, by the late, great Marilyn Monroe, singing to JFK many moons ago. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, darling gypsy girl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, gypsy girl. God bless you, and many, many Happy more years. There you go. All right, guys. Any more birthdays? I'll take the numbers on the other. So Nick just went live. Love you, mean it. See you, ciao. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. There you go. Love you, mean it. See you, ciao.